Love Lessons from Latin America by Rachel Hortman. Where do we experience love? Through family, through pets, through friends, through UNC. But for me, I experienced love the most on international mission trips. When I was 12 years old, I went to El Salvador with my grandparents for the very first time. While we were there, I experienced poverty in a way that I had never seen before. We were delivering food parcels that could sustain a family for over 6 weeks. When we went to the first house, the woman who welcomed us immediately started placing plastic chairs out for our team to sit in and telling us how lovely it was to meet us. In that moment, I was so incredibly amazed that this woman had hardly any belongings at all. Her door was a tarp and the roof was caving in, and she was welcoming us with open arms and invited us in. She was willing to share what little she had in order to host our mission team for an hour. So my first love lesson is, love is shown through hospitality in unimaginable situations. When I returned to El Salvador 4 years later, I went with the same pastor, but I didn't know anyone else on the trip this time. I roomed with 2 other teenage girls who were sisters, who were complete strangers to me going in. During this trip, we were painting a school, so we didn't interact with the community as much. By the end of the week-long trip, Taylor, Melissa, and I were like sisters. So my second love lesson was that there can be immense love in a community of strangers. Bitten by the mission bug again, I ventured to Honduras the next summer with 9 other high school students who were also complete strangers to me. Of course, we bonded like a family, but the most striking love lessons I learned in Honduras was the importance of loving those that society rejects. On this trip, we held a vacation Bible school for a local village, and we visited a local psychiatric hospital. I had never set foot in a psychiatric hospital in the US, let alone in another country. So we were all a bit on edge. The facility looked like a prison, and the smells of vomit and urine filled the air. We passed through security and were met by a sea of mentally ill residents. At one moment, our translator started playing music, and the patients' faces just lit up with delight. People everywhere started dancing and singing. At that exact moment, I had a realization. Jesus wasn't known for loving the people who were easy to love. He was known for loving those that society itself despised and shut out. These patients on the other side of the iron gates were just as precious as my family at home or my friends at school. Once I came to this realization, I started dancing too. So my third love lesson was that everyone is deserving of love and to be loved. I went to Nicaragua for this past spring break with my campus ministry. Here, my love lesson was about the love of a family. This was the first time that I'd ever stayed with a host family that spoke absolutely no English, so I was really nervous about overcoming the language barrier. At first, we did struggle to communicate and ended up quitting the first day. But the second day, we were determined to talk to our family, and we ended up talking to them for 3 hours. There were 10 people living in the house we were staying in. A mother, her 3 daughters, 2 husbands, and 3 grandchildren, plus the 2 of us made 12 total. We spent the days working at the Women's Center with our American team, but we spent the nights with our family. I was paired with another senior girl from home named Maddie, who I didn't really know very well before the trip either. We talked with our Nicaraguan family about our American families, about how much time we spend with them, what we like to do, anything like that. When I told my host family that I didn't have any brothers or sisters at home, they replied, "Somos tus hermanos, we're your brothers and sisters." At this, my heart grew 4 sizes, 1 for each of my sisters. So my fourth love lesson was that love can make people of different cultures part of the same family. Over and over again, I've experienced this amazing, crazy, non-conforming, precious love every time I've been abroad. This love is what makes my heart beat and my soul soar. I always jump at the opportunity to travel, to experience new cultures, to have new adventures, but most of all, to love. This love of hospitality, of friendship, of mercy, and of sisterhood is all rooted in the one who created it all, the love of God. My original love lesson comes from 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, which reads, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, and it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails." God provides us with the original love lesson. Because of his love for us, he created us and died on the cross for our sins. He yearns to be in relationship with us because of his love for us. His immense love surpasses all understanding and is our inspiration to love one another as well. I am so thankful for all of the love lessons that I've learned through my family, friends, and UNC, but I'm especially thankful for the ones learned in Latin America, where I have been able to fully see and experience the love that is made possible through God.